PulseM Plus, which is sometimes what we call it, is actually a combination of PulseM plus Customer Lobby. Two companies that initially were separate, both been around for a long time, like 15, 16, 17 years, right? But at some point along the way, about 5 years ago, these two companies decided to merge. And it just made sense to do so because they fit together so nicely. PulseM works on reviews, and then Customer Lobby works on customer retention. And that's a great question. Like, what is PulseM plus Customer Lobby, right? It is a mouthful. Like I said, these two companies initially were separate entities, but we just found that they merged together and fit together really nicely. PulseM is going to connect with your system, and then when you guys are done with the job, right, when the contractor has completed the job, we're going to reach out and request a review on behalf of that individual technician. And then once we've got that review in the bank already, then we're going to automatically inject an incentive into that technician's phone for collecting that review in the first place, automatically, right? So real fun side of things when it comes to reviews, when it comes to incentivization, or gamification as people like to call it. But then on the Customer Lobby side, it's a whole different kettle of fish. And in some respects, I would say it's the even more exciting part of the conversation. With Customer Lobby, we're able to connect with somebody's system, identify customers that would be statistically likely to need their services again, right? And then automatically reach out to that customer with both a postcard and an email for a 1-2 punch to then bring that customer back for a repeat visit. And then we track who in fact comes back through that door for that repeat visit. So the whole name of the game is automation. Whether you're talking about reviews or you're talking about back marketing, one of the biggest misconceptions in this industry, and when I say this industry, I'm referring to home services, is that you need to identify a happy customer before you reach out to them and request a review. And that's just not the case. You know, I like to sometimes bring in the example of, the home. I'm a landlord, right, up in Wisconsin. I own a couple of houses up there. And when I'm looking for a contractor, because I can't be there myself, the first thing I look at is their reviews, right? In fact, 70% of people will look at a company's reviews before they decide to patronize that business. And so when I'm looking at those reviews, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a trend. Most companies, they do a great job. There's not going to be a trend of bad reviews. And so you have to rely on automation, because what automation is going to do is it's going to increase the number of reviews that you have, and it's also going to give a very good picture of your company, and then ultimately it's going to show people that you guys are a quality company. So long answer, very, very short. Automation is necessary because it helps you get quantity and quality of reviews on the one hand. On the other hand, when it comes to back marketing, instead of going off on a long story here, long story short, automation allows you to identify ideal customer profiles in your database to then bring people back for repeat visits. You can't do that when you don't use automation, or at least it's a lot harder to look at customers from, let's say, 5 years ago and say, all right, Susie's more valuable than Jose, or Jose's more valuable than Susie. Because what criteria are you going to use? Automation allows you to identify the criteria and then automatically rank these customers from most statistically likely to need your services again to least. If you want to get in touch with us, please go to pulsem.me. That's pulse like the heartbeat, M like the word message, .me. Or you can go to customerlobby.com.